All right, welcome back. Now, in its 36th year, the Standard Bank Young Artist Award winners for 2017 have been named. 6 of the country's brightest young creatives will be provided with an opportunity to bring their work to a national and international arena. Well, this year's winners, Thandazile Radebe, you know her, Sonia Radebe. Well, she won for dance. Benjamin Jephta won for jazz. And then Monageng Motshabi, who won for theatre. Join us now, tell us more about their wins. Lady and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you.
Let's start with you, Thandazile. I mean, what does this award mean for somebody who's been in the industry this long?
I mean, it acknowledges a young creative, which is who I am. And basically what it does for me is giving me a platform to create a work of my dreams, you know, because often you find that with independent artists, you only create when resources are there. But Standard Bank and the National Art Festival realize that as a young creative, you need more assistance in terms of artistically, financially, you know, which is the support that we are all getting from Standard Bank. Yeah. So it basically also means that given an opportunity to have my voice and also take advantage of the international platform, because the National Festival is also supported by people that come from different walks of life. Yeah. So what a pleasure.
Benjamin, let's bring you into this conversation. I mean, you've been here before, you know, to perform here. So music is something that, you know, in your blood. And you've performed at National Arts Festival before. Yeah. But what does this mean to go there as the National Arts Festival Standard Bank Young Artist winner?
Like you said, I've performed there before. For me, like with the Grahamstown Arts Festival, it's sort of been an organic or process in my life and my career. I started as a student, eventually I started performing there, and now I get to perform there sort of at the highest stage of the festival with all this backing from Standard Bank, being the young artist, and I'm really looking forward to doing this.
Monageng, let's bring you into this conversation. I mean, your work as well has won Lady Awards as well. What does this mean for you personally to be a Standard Bank Young Artist?
It brings a lot of recognition with it, which is a major factor in any artist's life. Like if you do work and no one sees it, what's the point? So I think this stretches the amount of people who get to know about you, about your work, and also speaks to the kind of impact that your work then can make. You know, so I think it's a major opportunity to be allowed that platform in a space where you don't have to deal with administrative problems, you don't have to run around trying to raise money. You know, you can really be in the rehearsal room because you have all the other support that you need. So it's really a highly focused platform.
And I mean, I know you guys get told way before, you know, the announcement gets made, and then you're supposed to keep quiet until, you know, the night of the announcement. In that time that they told you, they gave you the call, have you then thought of, okay, what production you're going to put up at National Arts Festival?
Yeah. I mean, it's still really soon, too early to talk about it. But yes, certainly one is asked the questions, how do you use this platform? There's already the pressure that what are you going to do with this? Everyone wants to see what that is going to be. But I think for me, I'm trying to make it as organic as possible so that it becomes a continuation of what my process has always been. I'm just stepping forward and trying to deal with the same subjects that I care about, but just trying to stretch myself into a newer, more focused area. Yeah,
and for you, Benjamin, have you just thought of about...
I agree with Vice. It's just, for me, it's also a continuation of what I've been trying to do. Like personally, if I speak about my own work, I've been trying to sort of fuse the jazz thing and hip-hop and electronic music and pop music. So that's sort of what I'm going to showcase next year. And that's what I'm hoping to do.
Thandazile, what for you is it about movement that comes across as an expression that you want to put across than just talking? For you, it's about movement.
I'm not a large speaker, even though sometimes in interviews I shock myself. But I think with movement, it's a gift, first of all. I mean, I come from a family of artists, my grandmother, my mother, my sister, you know, but I was the only one who was able to take it as a career because I realized that I could tell better stories with my body. I mean, you can easily tell body language when you're speaking to someone, and you can tell them when they're not into you, you know? So, but also other than just how it looks, but it's also reflecting on how I'm feeling as a performer, as an artist, as a person, you know, but also being able to have an impact to somebody that is witnessing that. I mean, when I was awarded Sophie Mcina Young Emerging Voice by the Market Theatre and the Naledies, and recognized as one of 200 young South Africans through Mail and Guardian. That also speaks to how I'm able to utilize the talent, but also try and hone the skills through platforms like residencies, which I always take part in. You know, I was part of a dance performance company for a very long time, but I also felt it was important for me to groom this person, to groom this figure that I am through platforms like residencies, which I'm currently doing for 3 years with Senegal and Germany. So it's owning the talent and acknowledging it and where it comes from. I mean, if ancestors, if God is who gave it to me, I need to also acknowledge that and be the messenger that I've called out to be. All
right, Benjamin, who would you like to work with? If money or logistics and all those other things were not an issue.
I mean, there's a lot of names. I would just like to say that I would like to work with a lot of South African artists, preferably out of the jazz scene, and sort of fuse my...
Why is that though? Why do you think you need to fuse those two genres? What is it about those two genres that...
I think I am young. I'm only 24 years old. I'm very influenced by popular culture. I love hip-hop. I love rock. I love a lot of things. But I do jazz, and that's what I'm good at. So I want to fuse everything I like, you know? I want to create this new music. So.
I just want to... I'd love to hear that. Monageng, for you, who's the one creative that you think, you know, I'd love to work with this guy because... you know, my vision and his vision, or how he responds on stage, we're almost on the same page.
Yeah. But I think it would be the playwright Umphile Molosi. I mean, I've worked with him before, but I think we've built such a refined synergy. Like we know how to speak the same language. He writes stuff that I care about, and now I want to write this piece with him.
Because is that a hint?
It's a hint. I know. He knows. He knows. I've already presented this to him. So we are trying to understand. Basically, what we're exploring now is trying to get into what it means to be a colonized being. You know, because there are a lot of us who have this experience of being colonized, but we are not aware of how it limits us or from accessing who we really are. You know, so the play will be a way of, in a way, processing the experience of being colonized and trying to see what that means.
All right. Guys, thank you so much, gentlemen and lady. Thank you so much for talking to us. They are the Standard Bank Young Artist Award winners, Thandazile Radebe, Benjamin Jephta and Monageng Motshabi. Well, that one is theatre, jazz, and then, of course, dance. All right.